to the scene. I'm James Farnan, and very excited today. We're joined by hip-hop violinist Lindsey Stirling. Lindsey, how's it going?
It's great. How are you?
Fantastic. Now, Lindsey, please tell us, what in the world is hip-hop violin?
Hip-hop violin. Basically, I started calling my music hip-hop violin when I started playing to hip-hop tracks. And since then, I've kind of expanded to everything. I do everything from hip-hop to classical to trance and even, rock.
Now, for those of you that don't know, you're from Utah and you were on America's Got Talent. You were a quarterfinalist there. Just tell us a bit about that experience.
Well, it was a crazy experience. I learned a lot about the performing industry all in one big, giant take. And I met a lot of very inspiring people that they had just kind of taken these leaps of faith and basically given up a lot in order to pursue their dreams. And it made me think for the first time, I owe it to myself. I've worked hard my whole life. I owe it to myself to chase my dreams for a change. And so after the show, even though I got cut, and it was kind of a heartbreaking experience when I got cut, I was so inspired by the people I met that I decided I couldn't give up. I had to keep trying.
And so what was it in that? Obviously you did get some pretty harsh criticism there.
Yes.
And what do you take out of that?
Well, at the time, it was, all I could do was just try my best not to start sobbing on stage. I was so humiliated and embarrassed.
Because to do what you do, you've got to be a world-class violinist.
But from it, I realized, actually, in my album I just released 2 months ago, I have a thank you section. I thank my mom, my dad, and people that inspired me. And I also thank Piers Morgan, who was the judge that X'd me, because he gave me a point to prove. Suddenly I had to prove not only to him or to America, but I had to prove to myself that I was good enough, and it gave me a lot of motivation.
Since America's Got Talent, you've had a lot of doors have opened for you. Tell us about some of the things that you've done.
Oh man, I just finished my first U.S. tour, which was, or not U.S., it was international, I guess, because I ended in Canada. But I finished my first ever tour, and it was amazing, and we sold out every show. I've also had the chance to play through Italy, and I played in Kenya, I've played in London, and we've already got a European tour booked. Man, I've gotten to do all kinds of music videos. I've gotten to release an original album. I mean, I've just had such an adventure the last, pretty much the last year and a half.
We want to talk about Kenya for a minute here. It looks like an amazing time you had there. Just talk a bit about what that was like.
Wow, it really was a life-changing experience because, when you go to the other side of the world and see people that live in a, completely different lifestyle than you, and I got to go to these villages where people lived in these one-room huts made of cow dung and mud. In terms of money or, things, they had so little, but yet they were so happy, and they were just the most genuine people, and it just really made me kind of reevaluate my life and just think about what's important, what creates happiness. And it was amazing. I got to play my violin for people that had never heard a violin before, and I couldn't communicate with them through speech, but we were able to share music, and it was incredible.
Now, just talk a bit about what you're doing here today with the kids. What was the message there?
Oh, it was so fun. Today I got to speak to all the kids at the school here, and just the main thing I love to share with kids, especially when I do speaking events, is this idea that you don't have to conform to be accepted. You don't have to fit into a box that I think a lot of times the media of the world tells us. And through my music and through anytime I get to speak, I love to share that, no, you are best when you are yourself, and don't ever let anyone tell you that you're not good enough, because you're the only one that can determine that.
Did you ever think that you would be the inspiration for a next generation of violin players?
It's really touching to me, because no, I didn't. I mean, this all kind of happened. I worked so hard for so long with nothing to show for it, and then things, as they always do, it all kind of happened all at once, really quickly. Things just got going, and so a year ago, I wouldn't have believed that this would be happening. And at my shows, my favorite thing to see is to look out and see the little girls with their hair sticking up, and in their little frilly skirts.
got some stats here for you. Do you like stats?
Sure, yeah.
Now, I'm a bit of a YouTube guy myself. I've got my own YouTube channel, like yourself. There you go. Now, this is my top three clips in terms of hits. So number 1, 158. Number 2, 233. Number 3, 300. Now we'll compare that to Lindsey Stirling's YouTube channel. Top 3, 9.8 million, 13 million, 34.8 million. So my question to you, Lindsey Stirling, is, what do I got to do? What am I doing wrong?
What's the secret?
Do I got to maybe dress up as Zelda, or?
I was gonna. Well, that's one way. Honestly, if you did dress up as Link, I bet that you'd get some some more following.
Thanks for joining us here today on the scene. It was a great time talking to you, and I'm James Farnan. We're out of here.